Good day, viewers. Okay, today we have another nice quadratic equation problem, and this is also what another question about what problem leading to quadratic equation. Now the question reads: a garden is in the shape of a rectangle 20 meters by 8 meters. Around the outside is a border of uniform width, and in the middle is a square pond. Okay, so the width of the border is the same as the width of the pond. The size of the area which is not occupied by either border or pond is 124 square meters. Letting the width of the border be x meters. Okay, so the width of the border is x meters. Then derive the equation 3x squared minus 56x plus 36 equals to 0. Solve this equation to find the value of x. So which means we're going to derive this equation, and when we derive this equation, then we can now solve for the value of x. We can now solve for the value of x. All right, so let's see how that can be done. Okay, now we have a garden is in the shape of a rectangle 20 meters by 8 meters. So we have a garden. The garden has the shape of a rectangle. So which means the length of the garden, okay, the length of the garden is 20 meters. Now the width of the garden is 8 meters. Okay, now around the outside is a border of uniform width. Okay, uniform width, and in the middle is a square pond. Okay, we have a square pond in the middle. Okay, we have a square pond. We have a square pond in the middle. All right, so now the width of the border is the same as the width of the pond. The width of the border is the same as the width of the pond. Then the size of the area which is not occupied by either the border or pond is 124 square meters. Okay, now letting the width of the border be x, so which means this will be x meters, and this will also be what? X meters. Yeah, this will be x meters, x meters. Yeah, so we have, this is the square, x meters, then x meters. So that means that around the outside is a border of uniform width. So it means we're going to have more like what we call a garden bed. Okay, a garden bed. We're going to have a garden bed. Yes, this is what it looks like. Yeah, okay, garden bed. So now, so which means we have dimensions of outer rectangle. Dimension of outer rectangle, which means the length is 20 meters. Okay, the width is 8 meters. This is the outer rectangle. So we also need to find the dimension for the what? Inner rectangle. Yes. So we have the dimensions of the inner rectangle, which is a garden bed. Inner rectangle. Dimension of inner rectangle. So which means the length for the inner rectangle would be, the length is going to be, this is 20, this is x, this is x. Okay, so this will be 20 minus 2x. Yeah, 20 minus 2x. Yes, so this will be, this is going to be 8 minus 2x. This will be 8 minus 2x. So which means the inner rectangle, okay, the inner rectangle, that is a rectangle, that's a garden bed. Okay, we'll have dimensions of 20 minus 2x. That will be the length. Then 8 minus 2x, which will be the what? The width. Now there's a square, okay, in the middle. So the square, okay, here we have the size of the area which is not occupied by either border or pond is 124 square meters. Letting the width of the border be x. So we have this to be x meters, x meters. Okay. Now then we want to derive this equation. So that means that the length of the dimension of the inner rectangle having length 20 minus 2x and then width 8 minus 2x. So we know that the dimension of the square in the middle, dimension of square, okay, in the middle, dimension of square in the middle, that will be the length is equals to the width, and that will be what? That will be x meters. Okay, fine. Now let's see how this will be possible. That's to derive this equation, 3x squared minus 56x plus 36. Okay, now let's do it this way. Now area of outer rectangle, area of outer rectangle, the area of outer rectangle would be, so the area of outer rectangle would be 20 multiplied by 8 in square meters, and that'll be 160 square meters. Okay, fine. Now then the area, now let's write the expression. You know, it's not possible for us to get the value for the dimension of the inner rectangle, because this is, we have 20 minus 2x as the length and 8 minus 2x as the width. So we can only write an expression for the area of the inner rectangle. So area of inner rectangle, area of inner rectangle, area of inner rectangle. So area of inner, okay, inner rectangle, that will be 20 minus 2x multiplied by 8 negative 2x. Yes, 8 negative 2x. So let's write the expression for area of inner rectangle using the product of these two algebraic expressions. So we have 20 multiplied by, so we can use FOIL. We can use FOIL, you know, we can use FOIL, where F stands for first term, okay, that's first term multiplied. Then O stands for outer term multiplied. The I stand for inner term multiplied. Then the L stand for last term multiplied. So we can just use, you know, we can bring out the what? The first term here, which is 20, okay? Then we use it to multiply 8 minus 2x. Then we also bring out this one, the second term, which is negative 2x multiplied by 8 minus 2x. So 20 times 8, that will be 160. 20 times minus 2x, that will be 40x. Negative 2x multiplied by 8, that will be negative 16. Negative 2x multiplied by negative 2x, that will be positive 4x squared. So we can rewrite this as 4x squared, then minus 40x minus 16x plus 160. So that will be 4x squared minus 40x negative 6x, 16x, that will be negative 56x plus 160. So the unit, remember, will be will be meter square. Okay, so we want to derive this equation, and then, okay, so we have the size of the area which is not occupied by either border or pond is 124 square meters. So which means now the area of the garden bed, area of garden bed, okay, that's the inner rectangle, area of garden bed, okay, excluding the pond, that is without the pond, area of the garden bed without the pond, that would be area of the inner rectangle minus area of the square pond, and that will be equals to 124. Yes, because it says here that the size of the area which is not occupied by either border or pond is 124. Yes, so that means the area of the inner rectangle minus area of the what? Of the square pond will be equals to 124. So area of the inner rectangle, this is the expression. So we have that to be 4x squared negative 56x plus 160, then minus area of the square pond, which is area of the square pond will be, because the length and the width are equal, you know, so it means x squared. So area of the square pond will be what? X squared, and that will be equals to 124. Remember, area of square pond, area of square pond is x times x, and that's what? X squared. All right, so in this case, so we have 4x squared minus x squared negative 56x plus 160 equals to 124. 4x squared minus x squared, that will be 3x squared. Then minus 56x. Then we're going to move 124 to the left hand side from the right hand side. So this will be 160 minus 124, and that's equals to 0. So we have 3x squared minus 56x, 160 minus 124. 160 minus 124, that will be 36. That will be 36 equals to 0. Yeah, equals to 0. So that becomes the equation. That is the equation required. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. So now let's solve this equation to find the value of x. So we are solving the equation that's the derived equation. We're going to solve the equation to find out to find the two possible values of x. So now to solve the equation 3x squared minus 56x plus 36 equals to 0. Okay, so in this case, let's use now using quadratic formula. Okay, using quadratic formula, that is the x equals to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. That's the discriminant. Okay, over what? 2 multiplied by a. So in this case, a will be 3. Okay, then b will be what? Minus 56. And then c will be equals to 36. Fine. Okay, so now we have x to be equals to negative 56. Okay, plus or minus the square root of negative 56 squared. Okay, minus 4 times 3. Then multiply by 36. All over 2 multiplied by 3. Okay, fine. So that x will be equals to 56 plus or minus the square root of 56 times 56. 56 times 56, 31, 36. So we have 31, okay. 31, 36 minus 12 times 36, because 4 times 3 is 36. 12 multiplied by 36. That will be 432. That's 432 over what? Over 6. So that x will be 56 plus or minus the square root of 3136 minus 432. Okay, 3136. Okay, minus 432. That will be 2704. Okay, 2704 divided by 6. So that x will be 56 plus or minus. Okay, so let's find out what is the square root of 2704. The square root of 2704, okay, that would be 52. That's 52. Okay, so this will be 52 over what? 6. So that x will be 56 plus 52 over what? 6. And x will be 56 minus 52 over what? 6. This will be 108. So x will be now be 108 divided by 6, and this will be 4 over 6. So this will be 108 divided by 6. That will be 18, because 10 divided by 6, that's 1. We have a remainder of 4. That will be 48. So 48 divided by 6, that will be 8. So this will be 18, or x equals to, so this will be 2 out of 2 over 3. Okay, so that's the value of x. That's the value of x. Yeah, I think we are going to disregard x equals to, that's we're going to disregard, please disregard x equals to 18. Disregard x equals to 18. That will not work, because when we put the value here, we're going to get a negative value, and which implies that it's not possible to have, for the width of the shape or of the inner rectangle to be negative. It's not possible. So, and that's because when we plug it into 8 minus 2x, that will be 8 minus 2 multiplied by 18. That will be 8 minus 36. and that's going to be negative 28. So disregard this. So the value of x is 2 over 3. That's the value of x. So the value of x, okay, in this case is what? 2 over 3. Disregard the value of x, which is equals to 18, because it won't make any sense, when we when we have x to be 18, that's x to be 18, because when we substitute for x in 8 minus 2x, then we're going to have negative 28. So that's why I said we should disregard x equals to 18. The noblest pleasure is the joy of understanding. Bye bye.